So why would I send you the film of a game? So you can have a look at how you can get better, because the whole idea of this and our culture and stuff like that we're talking about, I think you're in a brilliant place. Might not look the best, but it's a brilliant place for learning. And all I'm doing is create an environment for learning for you, so you can get better. So what could you do better from the other night that you didn't do?
React to criticism.
So and was it criticism? It was just a question.
It was just.
I won't criticise.
What could you have done?
Yeah, what could you have done? Like, you know. So what are the things you're going to be able to do today a little bit quicker? And I'm giving you a little cue then. Yeah, and what else is?
Get the ball out my feet.
Get the ball out of your feet. Can you pass it quicker and stuff like that? So all of you have got to come in with some sort of, this is how I'm going to be. And the important thing is this, what do you look like on there? Okay, so are you proud of how you are now, how you concentrate on now, when that's being filmed now? So have a look at yourself when you see it. Are you taking it in? Do you just take it in? And I need to start to learn about people. So Ishi's not looking at me, not involved with anything that's going on, right? But he might be listening really, really well, and he concentrates by doing that. I need to get to know you, because if I don't get to know you, you might be doing something, and I'm going mad about it, because I don't think you're listening. Actually, you're really good at listening. Does that make sense? So we talked earlier, before Mike was here, I said, what am I good at? The lads think I'm good at communicating, and that's Sarah. I use other things to help me communicate, so I use Sarah to help me communicate. So you might think I'm good at it, but all the organisation, I've got Sarah, so I'm on stage now, she's the one in the background making all them things tick. You're on stage when you're out there. So without naming a player, there was a player out there the other night that played, and when I've asked him how did he get on? It's all right, John, you don't need to whisper or duck or do anything, it's fine. This is an environment where we just get on with it. So I asked the player how he thought he did the other night, and he said, yeah, it weren't bad. I was this, I was that. And that was what the player was saying to me. I think the player is a million miles off moving to the first team. And that's what you're all here for, or most of you are here for, is to move to the first team. I'm not here to move to the first team. I'm quite happy where I am and working with John, and we'll move players to the first team and above if we can. Yeah? So my outcomes today that I'm looking for is just to get you in a frame of mind of what you're here for and what you could achieve. Now, you're on the bus at the minute, you might get off the bus, we might get other people get on the bus and all that sort of stuff. But at the moment, you're the ones who are going to be on the stage out there today. Yeah? And what can you do out there today that's going to, what are you here for? What are your outcomes that you're after? So without naming any people, there's people on the bench the other night who, when they're asked to go and get a football and stuff like that, don't really want to do it. I'm too good for that. Or that's what they're showing when they don't go and do it. When they go on in games and we're saying, oh, well, we want you to do this and we want you to do that, and they don't really do it, they're going, well, I should have been playing from the beginning. That's what I'm getting back from it. And I'm just saying, the thing I've done on purpose, John, is said I. So that I could be me or it could be you. I ain't going to name who it is. I've not used any names in anything that I've done. I'm just saying to you, if you think it's you, then do something. Yeah? So you might. So the boy that I talked to about his performance is nowhere near first team performance. He knows that. He knows that himself, that he was nowhere near it. But before the game, he's telling me he should be playing in his first team. Yeah, I should be with the first team. So Sarah, just buzz round and photograph that. Not down that bit on the wall, please. Thanks. So what does excellence, what does it look like? And which bit do we do and recognise? So he's got to recognise what the excellent bits are that he did during the game, and then how he can then get into a frame of mind that's going to put him into that bit where he can get better at doing the recognising of that. Does that make sense to you? Yeah. Anyone got any questions so far? Because this is not about me standing up here doing this, this is about you getting something out of it. Dylan, am I making you think about stuff? Am I making the rest of you think, or are you? Yeah. So I ain't going to say anyone, but there's players not here today who played the other day and then are not here. Some of you are now playing because other players aren't here. Yeah. So you've got to do what? What's your bit got to be out there? You've got to be.
Make sure you don't like that. Give an opportunity so you make sure you don't. So the next person when it comes back.
See, so that person ain't getting back in here unless, for whatever reason. Then people on the bench, although you might have had a good game the other day, you're now on the bench because you're injured or whatever, and now we're going to, if someone has a brilliant game in your position, you then need to fight to get back in. I don't want to be in this position where I turn up, and it ain't going to happen again, where I turn up and I've only got 11 fit players. Because that's absolutely ridiculous. And that's because people haven't got back to us and that, but now I've put things in place to make sure that that happens. and it'll happen like that. Or, because I'd rather go the whole season with a bunch of 18-year-old youth team players. Quite happy to have 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds in the team. So I'd rather go the whole season and be working with people who are going to get better, rather than people who let me down. So we've got some great players. I don't want to name them because this is going to go out on the internet. But we've got great players who aren't here, who, as far as I'm concerned, don't need to be here again. We don't even need to invite them in again. Because everywhere I've been, and I've been with them players at other clubs, they've always let us down, John. They've always let us down. And John's getting to that point now, I think, where you're going, do you know what? They're a waste of time. And he's done like, and them players will now go like that and go backwards because they won't take any of this on board. You're on the stage out there today. It's your stage. It's for you to do really well at. Now, if you score an hat-trick and the chairman's here and he's seen the game and you've played really, really well throughout the game, he's got to be saying to the manager of the first team, he's done really well, he scored 3 goals. What else did he do? Oh, well, there was this, and there was this, and there was this that he did well. Brilliant. We can now put him in. What else did he do? Oh, wasn't so good at this, and wasn't so good at that. I'm not quite sure. Then he don't go in. That's just how it is. That's how it goes, and that's up to you. His concentration's brilliant, by the way. You don't know a word I'm saying at the minute.
His English is okay. English is good.
He's engaged with what's going on, and it's important that we engage with what goes on. Everyone needs to be engaged with it. Does that make sense? So that's it from me, really. You need to go out there on stage. You need to be the ones who are going to be the ones who are running around and scoring and doing well and all that. I need to be better and not let my emotions take over so much. When it ain't even when things are going wrong. What I'm after, and this outcomes bit, what could I improve? And I think I've got my outcomes over there somewhere. So what outcomes I'm after? I want it to be less mad. Because the other night it was mad for me, absolutely mad. Yeah? And I didn't feel in control of what was going on. We're 2-0 up the other night and I'm trying to control things and it's all getting out of hand and mad and all of that. And their team was trying to get you mad on purpose. And we reacted, we did exactly what they wanted. Their outcome was let's go out to them, second half, let's get into them, let's do this, let's do that, let's make them mad. Because if we do that, we know they're not going to be any good at doing all the other stuff they're good at. They did it as treat, John. What you did brilliantly was after the madness, and we got into a point of, we now lost the game, we was able to come back, we was able to pull back from the madness, reorganise, there's things going on the bench that we're falling out of each other, and all John never fell out, because that's how it is. But we're falling out of each other on what we should do, what we shouldn't do. But we were able to get ourselves back in the game. And really close if someone had a little bit more at the end of the game. I'm not going to name anyone, but we could have actually won the game. But to come back, to retract from this madness and to go backwards into a place where we actually get some sort of result was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Over the 3 games, I've only been with you 1 of the 2 games, but I've been doing the coaching, so I know that we're making progress. Over the 3 games, you've got better. So you got better when we lost 2-1, and you were better the other night again from that as well. Now we've got a big challenge on today, a massive challenge on today, to actually be able to do stuff. If I come out of here, and we haven't got a result, but the result is that you're not so mad, you're more in control of what's going on and everything, and we've moved forward as a group of people, that's what I'm after. And then what I want to be able to do is, people don't get in here easy. Some of you have walked in here easy. Yeah? Some of you have just got in, just by default, you're in. I don't want it to be like that. Yeah? I want it to be that people really want to be in with us, and if they don't want to be with it, then get them out. Yeah? Does that make sense? Yeah. So take your opportunities today, do really, really well, because that's what we're all after doing. Yeah? Enjoy yourself out there, and then we'll go on from there. Is that alright? Good. Did get changed, do what you do before we... Sean will do the warm-up, Sean will be over in a minute. That's it.